Test, test, test. What's going on? Y'all, what's going on? Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounded. We got a lot of news popping off today. So depending on what the markets do right now, we're most likely going to be waiting till after New York to find a setup. The way the markets are looking. But of course, we're going to try to find something right now. Make sure you go ahead and like the stream as you hop up in here. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. We're sounding good. Perfect, perfect. A couple charts went as projected yesterday. We obviously see GU pushing right now. This was a setup we was talking about yesterday, but as you can see, during the New York session and London session rejected. Didn't break back above here until towards the end of the New York session. Did do a quick retest around 10 o'clock last night, but I was asleep, so I wasn't able to catch that setup. But we talked about this not only in the Sunday chart analysis, but also in yesterday's live stream. And the members and students, I sent y'all this projection and set up the New York price watch list as well. We're going to be looking for continued buys right here. We're going to be looking for continued buys right here. I think it's doing a nice pump right now. So G, we're going to be looking to see if we hold 37.60 as support. If so, we're going to be looking for continued buys going to 37.90. That's the game plan right there. US30 did the retracement we was talking about yesterday as well. Did a nice move. As you can see, a lot of markets are choppy, but this is what we also talked about during the Sunday chart analysis. Again, it's the first week of the month. We got a lot of reports coming out this week, like we talked about last week, as we can see, and then also on Friday, it's a bank holiday. So again, not really going to be forcing anything. Going to be sticking to our game plan like usual and just chilling and patiently waiting. Caught a nice gold move yesterday. Got whipped out, ended up reversing. So we're literally right back to square one with gold. So again, we got a lot of stuff about to be taking place today. As far as news today, we got GDP news, JPY news, and USD news at 9:30. We got a Canadian bank holiday, and then 30 minutes after that, we got another USD news event. So we got a lot of stuff popping off. So we're either going to be trying to catch a setup after that news, or our setup's going to play out during the news. But either way, the game plan's still the same. Go to full price, wait for confirmations. Again, a few of the charts did go as projected. It was just like late in the day, but it was a Monday. Mondays and Tuesdays are two of the slowest days of the week, on top of it being the first of the month. I'm going to be posting a recap of the month later on today as well, so make sure you're going to look out for that. I already tallied it up. I didn't tally up how we did risk reward wise. I did that with the members and students last week during our exclusive members only live. So if y'all did not watch that recording, make sure to watch that recording, because literally all the signals we took last month, you could have literally 3x your account. No good shot. Do the math with members and students. I might actually redo that so y'all can see it as well. Those that aren't in the events but signal. But y'all could have literally 3x y'all's account just signals alone. That's including wins and losses. That's not even including. That's just strictly signals. That's not even including all the other projections that I post in there on a daily basis that go as projected. That's not even including the subs I talk about in the New York price watch list. That's simply just talking about the signals, wins, and losses combined, which is absolutely insane. So I might actually show y'all that on those that are in the advanced with senior university. But yeah, so GJ is we're still stuck where we were at yesterday, right? It did do a nice move yesterday, but besides that, it failed to break above the whole 198 at support. So we're approaching reversal territory. We are still technically bullish as long as we can respect the whole 196.70 at support, which is why I have my alert down here. But again, we're not going to really try to take a setting when prices showing a reversal or pushing to the downside. So we're just going to let price do its thing right here. We're probably not going to mess with this unless it breaks back above here to after the news today. So we're going to be paying attention to GU for buys and the US30 for buys. But as we see, US30 is just like how it was in yesterday's live stream, no man's land. So don't be too shocked or surprised if nothing pops off until right at the beginning of the New York session or after these news events pop off. All right, y'all. Make sure to go ahead and like the live. Y'all hop up in here, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Just dropped a new video for y'all yesterday. Got some more videos lined up for y'all this week as well. As I got some stock and crypto updates I gotta work on for y'all. So I got a lot of stuff in the works. I just gotta edit and schedule the stuff. GBP15 just popped up. G still pushing. You already know the drill. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop in the chat. But this is really just me a chart watching party right now for the most part. Unless you can do something for us. What's going on, my boy? All right, so GU just hit this level. Again, we're going to see if we can break and hold this level as support at 37.60. So we can look for continued buys. Like we was talking about at the beginning of the live, we talked about this in yesterday's live as well as the Sunday chart analysis. But didn't do the move, as you can see, until last night, really at 10 o'clock. And then GJ's rejecting, so we're just going to let it do its thing. Yeah, but like I said, we have a lot of news today, so it's probably not going to be doing anything too crazy until after the news events pop up. Man, I just checked up my backup TikTok. Man, my most recent post on there going crazy. I'm like, I need to get those numbers on my main TikTok. I think my main TikTok is cooked enough for a lot, but nonetheless, still follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Y'all see it scroll at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker underscore wait, TikTok underscore playmaker wait underscore. Post daily on both pages. Again, it is a new month, a new quarter. Today, I'm going to be posting how we did last month. I already calculated it. Spoiler, we had another 80% plus win rate. No surprise there. But I'm also going to tally up how we did for the quarter. That's probably going to get posted, if not Wednesday, probably Thursday or something like that. And like I said, depending on how the charts look, I'm most likely not going to trade on Friday, just like how it was the last bank holiday, just depending on the market structure. But again, it is the first week of the month. We have a lot of news reports popping off today and tomorrow, which is why the markets are kind of been just chilling right now. We got a Canadian holiday today at 9:30. We got GBPJPY and USD news, and then at 10 a.m. we got another USD news event. So, like I always talk about, don't be too shocked or surprised, especially between now and 6 a.m. Between like 4 and 6 a.m. There's no setups. I would just recommend waiting until after the news plays out, just to be on the safe side of things. Again, this is why we enter XL these key price levels. You see how price was treated as resistance, broke above, held it as support, and now we see how price rejected this level, treated as resistance. So we need to break this resistance level that support so we can complete the uptrend and continue the higher highs. We did have a nice retracement. Again, you see price retesting yesterday, it's pushing up, which is what we was looking to see if GJ was going to do, but GJ, as we can see, is not doing that. We are approaching reversal territory, so we're just going to let GJ do his thing. And then US30 is taking a nap right now. Drop in the chat. We're going to do the charge drop in the chat. There's just a little bit of patience there. A little bit of patience there. That's what we can do about that. 5 minutes just popped up. What's going on, y'all? Those just joining the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure you hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal, free Telegram. Y'all see on your screens how we did last month, last quarter. Well, that's not last month, last quarter. That's how we did quarter one, and that's how we did May. June is going to be posted later on today in the free signal, free Telegram. So make sure to hit that first link. But you can see how we did last week. Last week we went 6-2. 75% win rate, caught 1,129 pips. That's not even including the risk rewards. And if y'all was watching, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. Like I always talk about, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout the entire week. If you watched last week's Sunday chart analysis, you see the majority of the charts when that's projected, like most Sunday chart analysis, like most live streams. Now I just tallied up how we did last quarter. We went absolutely crazy last quarter, y'all. That's gonna be posted, like I said, either Wednesday or Thursday, so make sure you be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I just did the math on that. We went absolutely crazy last quarter. And if you're not in the advanced based on Atlantic University, you're missing out. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, I'm gonna post the recap of last month later on today. In the middle of New York session, but as you can see, price is just being hitting and rejecting, hitting and rejecting over and over again. U15 did pop up. Like I said, we'll see anything between 4 and 6 a.m. I recommend just waiting until after the news pops off. They're trying to find a catching setup because price is most likely going to be chilling up until New York open or until after the news pops off. Right? We got US30 just taking a nap. Gold is reversing. GBPJPY is reversing. GU's been going as projected, but as you can see, it's still very choppy. So it is summer quarter. So we're about to see a summer quarter is going to bless us like it usually does with some volume and some easy setups. But we're going to just take it day by day like we always do. But just to give y'all spoilers, since y'all are in here, like I said, I always show love to those that are doing a live stream. It's not everybody wants to watch the live streams. So we went, where is that? Not this month, last month for June, we went 17-4, giving us an 81% win rate, catching a total of 17,347 pips. As far as how we did last quarter, April, May, and June combined. April, we went 16-1, caught 68,765 pips. In May, we went 19-1, caught 32,162 pips. Then June, last month, again, we went 17-4, catching 17,347 pips, catching a total of 119,274 pips those 3 months alone. And this is just strictly signals. This isn't other projections I post in the New York Price Watchers or in the chat for the playmakers. So we went 52-6, giving us a 90% win rate quarter two, which is not bad at all. We really do this shit over here. I don't know what else to tell y'all. We do this. You see it every day on the live streams. You see the recaps. We really do this shit over here. And every trade we call out is very simple, and we talk about it all the time. We are not in the events with room or playmaker and playmaker university. I don't know what else to tell y'all, bro. Ain't nothing else I can do. I ain't gonna try to convince folks. Y'all just keep missing out on the stuff y'all want. But we really do this shit over here. Like I said, we'll post that later on. Well, I might as well just update that right now. So I can get the math. So let me go ahead and update that. So I'm gonna put it here. And that's not including the risk to ratio setups. Now, I didn't tally up how you would have did um, quarter two. But like I said, I did the math with the members and students, not including yesterday's trade or a couple of the trades after we went live. But you would have took all the signals from just last month alone. You could have literally tripled your account. No bullshit. Uh, guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We'll the charts, drop them in the chat. Just not gotta worry about that later. It's already updated. There we go. And those are actual real numbers. All you gotta do is hit that first link and you can calculate and tally all this yourselves. Again, last week went 6-2. We took a win yesterday. So the win yesterday, last week went 6-2. Before that we went 2-1. Week before that we went 4-1. Then the week before that, the first week of June we went 5-0. Right. So yeah, nice stuff. This is how we did it. May 19-1. And then you can see right here, this is how we April 16, right? So, and this is how we did quarter. So we had another 90% win rate. So we're 2 for 2 quarters. We locked in a 90% win rate, which is not bad at all. We got GE breaking it slow. Let's see if we can hold this thing. We're just been rejecting it the whole last string. Of course, I was muted during that whole explanation. Let me just start over. Where was I? Fuck. I don't even know when I muted myself, so I'm just gonna repeat this stuff. Right. So I was looking at GU and GJ. I was talking about how we started this week and ended last week in similar situations, but instead of GJ respecting the support level like we was talking about, I mean, it did respect it yesterday. It did do a nice move yesterday, but it been super choppy failed to break that resistance level, then failed off the retest. Broke back above around midnight, but as you see, the retest right before limit section failed to hold, and I reversing. But you respected that bullish momentum, as we can see, and continued the uptrend. All right. And what I was talking about before is with gold, we caught a nice lower low last week. We caught that wick yesterday, but then price just ended up rejecting and reversing. So we're right back in the reversal territory. It's kind of annoying, but that's part of the game, right? So we're going to see if the news this week is going to help us either continue that downtrend or break out of that reversal territory and continue the uptrend, possibly make new higher highs, all-time highs. At the end of the day, though, right? There's like a big thing on the internet where people be like, oh, I do better selling than buying. I do better buying than selling. When you really think about it, that makes zero fucking sense. You might just end up taking more sells than buys, more buys than sells, which really just depends on the market structure and flow of price. But when you really think about it, it doesn't make any sense how you can be a better seller than buyer when it's literally the same shit, just a different direction. The way I look at the charts is the same way y'all should look at the charts. I don't care if we're in an uptrend or downtrend. I just need to know if we're in an uptrend or downtrend. That way I know what I need to look for and go for. That's the same thing, the same way y'all should look at the charts. We're about to see a summer quarter. It's going to give us that volume like we usually get. G just broke this level right before 4 a.m. So we're going to see if we can hold this level. Again, we do got a lot of news, so I'm going to be very picky with my setups. And if I don't like it, I'm just going to wait until after the news pops on. So I'm not taking anything I don't like anything I see. Because we got a lot of news popping out today. We got 9:30 GBPJPY USD news. We got 10 a.m. USD news. And then, of course, tomorrow we got the infamous AVP. Then Thursday we got 8:30 USD news, 10 USD news, and then we got a bank holiday on Friday. So it's gonna be an interesting week for sure. It's gonna be an interesting week for sure. Let's see if we can hold this level right here. Audio is shocking. Test, test, test. Audio is shocking. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. You probably just hear my fan in the background. I sound clear on the audio. But you can always just refresh the live. But you probably just hear my fan in the background. And yeah, I'm not going to turn that off because it's hot as fuck over here. But that's what you hear. You hear the fan in the background. But I mute my mic. That's why I mute my mic when I'm not talking. So you just have to bear with it. Though. Do apologize, but I'm going to keep my fan on because it's hot over here. Can I look at platinum? Yeah, we can take a look at that. It's interesting you said platinum. I never traded platinum, but back in the day, I used to trade gold and silver. I used to trade them both. I used to trade a lot of shit back then. That's why I be telling people like, y'all just go to the top and explore. You'll see like you've really been doing this for a very long time. Um, but I stopped trading silver because I realized gold moves a lot smoother than silver. There's a lot bigger moves. But as far as platinum is concerned, we have bullish momentum. We're in the middle of a lower high. I'm not lower high, high or low. But let me mark some levels off for you so we can talk about some prices. If you guys want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat now. All right, these live streams are for y'all. I can't tell you how many times I'm getting questions after the lives about charts and stuff. When y'all are in the lives, y'all can ask me. But of course, if you guys got questions, I can always DM me after the live, outside the lives as well. It is the best time to ask questions, get your questions answered because I'm on the charts in real time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me get some of those off really quick. Yeah, so we're planning. We are bullish though, so I will look for buys. We're chilling on the support level that needs to be respected. It is doing a nice retest as we speak right now, so let me go ahead and pull it up. It's doing a retest right now, right? So we can maintain a whole 1338 as support. You can look for buys going back to 1374. We need to hold this level as support. If not, we're going to be in reversal territory. All right. So we can hold 1336, 1338 as support. We can look for buys going to 1374. And then depending on what the news does, we can possibly see a new higher high getting made at the highs at 1413. But definitely, I would just target 1374, 1376 for right now. Again, is the last line of defense. Just need a nice push, nice retest, turn that to support, get a higher high here. Then we got the retracement, and then we just been chilling right here. So we need to hold this low as support for the trend to continue. So that's what's going on with XBT right now. Yep, GJ is dropping. I'm not going for sales though. Again, I don't chase price. I go with the flow of price. The reason why we have such a high win rate is because we don't chase price. We go with the flow of price. Like I talked about before, unless you just hopped up in here 2 seconds ago. Like I talked about yesterday and today. This is reversal territory. I'm not going for a sell right here, right? Because price is still bullish. And imagine if I would have went for a sell here yesterday. I would have fell for an infamous quote unquote fake out liquidity sweep, right? So again, the reason why a lot of people get fucked up in the markets is because they see a big move and they see every candlestick as pips and missing money. I am past that point. I don't look at candlesticks as money anymore. The money is made when I stick to the playbook, right? All these candlesticks, all these pips, it does not matter. I don't care what price does unless it's at one of my key price levels where I'm looking for an entry at. If it's not at one of my key price levels where I'm looking for an entry at, I just let it do its thing. Right? Got my alert here for buys, got my alert here for possible sells. Unless it holds as low as support or holds as low as resistance, I don't care what it does in between. And that's the same way y'all gotta be, right? Because I remember back in the day, I used to be the same way every time I see a move, I'm like, oh shit, this is money. Let me go for it. Next thing I know, 3 days later, my account's gone, so I'm doing dumb shit. So that's the same way y'all can be, right? So again, I see GJ's dropping, but I do not care at all, right? Because again, that's not my game plan. My game plan is to look for buys. If we can hold 197.45 as support, we fail to hold that level as support, which is why we haven't been looking at GJ. Right? That's why we've been looking at GU because GU is sticking to my game plan, sticking to the playbook. We have bullish momentum. The move we talked about yesterday. If y'all was in yesterday's live, watch the New York price watch list, or if you watch the Sunday chart analysis, if you're not a player maker in advance with Signal. And now I'm about to look to see if it goes low as support. You see the retest. This is exactly what we're looking for. So we're going to see if we can this level and push it go for a setup right here. Now again, we do got a lot of news in a few hours, so do keep that in mind. And if you don't know how to trade news, members, make sure to watch the recorded lives in the channel. If you're not a member, put those links in the description and join. Or, of course, I got free stuff for y'all. Go just to the playlist. I got multiple playlists. I got a trade breakdowns playlist. I got a day trade tips playlist. I got a how to trade news playlist. And I got a stock analysis and crypto analysis playlist. Speaking of stock analysis, remember when everybody at the beginning of the quarter was blaming Trump and the tariffs and saying crypto was tanking and the stocks were crashing. Remember when everybody was saying that? But y'all remember when I told y'all that it wasn't a crash, it was simply a retracement? Remember when I dropped this video at the beginning of the quarter and I told y'all to buy these 5 stocks? Imagine what would have happened if y'all would have not believed the hype and y'all would have trusted me instead of all these idiots online. Let's just take a look. This was April. I dropped this video on April, the beginning of the quarter. This is the video title. 5 stocks to buy non-stop for the next 45 days. Let's see what would have happened if y'all would have stuck and trusted the playbook instead of all these people that don't look at charts. I got a video to make later on this week. Well, this is why I tell y'all the charts over everything. Remember 2 weeks ago when World War III was supposed to start? And everybody was talking about, oh, it's time to short NAS. And I told y'all to not go for sells, go for buys. And then guess what happened? Price exploded all week last week, right? I literally saw a video where somebody was like, can somebody please explain why price went up when it was news for war? Because we was in an uptrend. That's why price went up. Everybody wants to follow the news or trade based off the news, the Lions, Tigers, Bears. But what I always tell y'all, charts over everything. What y'all always see me break down and explain what's happening in the markets. I talk about the news. I talk about someone's cat that just died. That's going to probably affect the markets. No, I talk about the charts. So what would have happened if you would have bought in April? You'd be up a shit ton of money right now. Let's look at the Charles Schwab. Whoops. We go to April. You'd be up a shit ton of money right now. We look at MicroStrategy. Oh my goodness. This is my favorite one so far because this one absolutely insane. What would have happened if you would have bought in April and everybody was talking about the markets were crashing? No, they weren't even saying crash. They said the markets were tanking. You'd be up right now. So everybody that panicked, look, we're right back where we left off. So imagine you would have bought here and everybody else was telling y'all to freak out and sell and Trump and Elon and all this dumb shit. Y'all would have missed out on the bad. Look at Meta. Oh, look at that. Does this look like is it still crashing? Let's ask those internet gurus. Is the market still crashing? Look what would have happened if y'all would have stuck to the playbook and ignored all the hype. Look what would have happened if you would have stuck to the playbook and ignored all the hype. And not only did I give y'all that play, and then I told y'all a month after that, right? Hold on. Let's go down. I told y'all in April, but then I also told y'all as a matter of fact, let's just go to photos. I'm not going to do all that stuff. But I also told y'all a whole month after the fact to still get in here. But folks still ain't going to listen. You see how many people viewed this? Look how many people watched that video though. But then when I post that shit is doing what it's doing, people get upset and leave. You're mad, you're leaving after I'm trying to help y'all make money, makes zero fucking sense. But hey, I wish y'all the best. Where's my phone at? And then not only did I tell y'all to buy the real stocks, if y'all couldn't afford to buy the real stocks, literally 3 weeks ago, let me find it. It's just hilarious to me. I'm literally one of the best channels out here that be giving free game and free money outside of day trading. People just don't appreciate it. But hey, that's why I always shout out those that do appreciate it because it isn't for everybody. 2 weeks ago, I dropped this video. Going on 3 weeks. I told y'all to buy these five ETFs. If y'all would have bought those five ETFs, you would have had at least six different dividend payouts as well as a huge return on your investment. Right? So let me tell you how much you would have been up on these ETFs. Not only do these pay way more than the more expensive ETFs, I mean ETFs or stocks, but they're monthly and one of them is weekly dividend payouts. If you would have bought Coney, you'd be up 11, almost 12%. Well, mine's a little bit off because I reinvested my dividends a lot more, but I have an average price still at $8.10, and it's currently at $9.06. And I've received how many dividend payouts did I receive after this one? Since I dropped that video, that is, I have received one payout so far. If y'all would have bought old two, y'all be up not too much, about 1-2%. But with OT, I have received literally three dividend payouts since I dropped that video because OT pays weekly. So I literally received three dividend payouts from OT since I dropped that video. If y'all would have bought Misty, which is the MicroStrategy ETF, I'm up six, almost 7%, with the average price at $20.92. It's currently at $22.10. And I should be getting my payouts, my dividend payouts. Did I get it last week or I'm getting it this week? Let me see. Did I get it last week? Let me see. No, I think I get it this week. Last Friday, I got a Coney dividend, an OT dividend, as well as a Tesla dividend. I got literally three dividend payouts last Friday. You could have as well if y'all would have got these. And I received so far one, so that's three Friday. Four. Yes, I received seven payouts, and literally two going on 3 weeks since I posted that video. I'll be giving y'all free money, free setups. I tell y'all, this shit works on literally everything. That's why it's called the playbook. That's why it's called the price action 10 from House's playbook. That's why it's works on stocks, forex, futures, options, and crypto. Because it does. And I show y'all all the time that this shit works. So shout out to the rules that made some money with me. Like I said, about to see if we can hold all that support. If it doesn't hold that support, I'm probably not going to take anything until maybe after the news. At this point, I'm not going to rush into setups. U15 just popped up. Let's see if we can hold this level right here. But yeah, I saw the playbook for it. And it's not too late as far as the ETFs. I do got to do updates on those five stocks though, because as we saw, they fucking flew. We hit all the price points we talked about in that video, so I'm gonna have to do an update this week. So we're gonna look out for that. But yeah, y'all. I just say all that to say you gotta stop listening to these motherfuckers on the internet. I know that's kind of funny because I'm on the internet, but you know, a lot of these people just are talking or just want you gotta be able to decide for that. But shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been live since y'all joined. I must have pissed some people off because they sure left. They sure left after I showed that shit right there. It is what it is. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free Signal free Telegram. If you're interested in learning how to identify these levels, my Signal service or mentorship program, you already know what to do. Make sure to click those links in the description. Shout out to the playmakers, y'all. We had a crazy month last month, a crazy quarter. Again, y'all see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Going to be posting how we did last month later on in the free Signal and free Telegram, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. But again, we ended last month 17-4, giving us another 80% win rate, catching 17,347 pips. Last quarter, we went 52-6, catching 119,247 pips, giving us another 90% win rate for the quarter. It went absolutely crazy, y'all. But again, we got a lot of news popping out. Members, be on the lookout for the New York price watch list and projections for today. I got some posts lined up for y'all. I don't know if a new video is dropping today on YouTube. It's probably gonna be dropping tomorrow, but nonetheless, make sure to catch up on all other videos. All playlists are up to date, and we'll be back at the same time tomorrow. We'll end the session 3 in ES.